Nyx Assassin announces our entry into game number 2. Welcome back to the Dota 2 Champions League. I am Lysander Zanoric, going to be joined here by Mike Loris for Flipside Tactics versus Level Up Gaming, game number 2. Well, Flipside, they took some really cool strategies and kicked Level Up out of game number 1 with an insane jungle morphling and a multi-stun lineup is all I can say. Poor Waga, poor friends. And I hope they do better in game number 2 because it was painful to watch game 1. What do you think, Mike? Was it painful for you too?
Yeah, they didn't really get to do anything level up. Like, most of that game was Flipside starting every fight and ending every fight. And for level up, they needed to find, like, a time in between those fights to get farm, use Chessie's Shadow Blade, which he never really got a chance to use effectively, use the Chronosphere. They had all these tools, but it was always Flipside to get the jump on level up. So they were always kind of scrambling for answers, and at a certain point, it's just a little bit too late. So draft-wise, Flipside definitely had a timing edge during that time frame, but also Flipside just played a lot better. So level up probably just have to refresh everything, reset, and try to act like this is a game 1 in the best of 3 instead of a game 2 and they're on the brink of elimination. But it's gonna be tough because Shotchlo has his Nyx again. That bug was quite a nuisance.
Well, if you know how to deal with Nyx, you can always play around it. But yeah, it's more of getting the right supports to zone him, because healing supports usually, or defensive supports usually don't have the ability to zone a Nyx Assassin. You know, you saw him pick up the double mango into Poor Man's Shield. There was nothing that Dazzler could do because he just sat there and just took the hits like a man because he had Tango regeneration. So now we got Disruptor. Disruptor is slightly more suited for dealing with a Nyx Assassin. Thunderstrike is a very painful spell and should be able to zone him out. They have the Glimpse, they have X Mark now. I'm more excited for this duo, although they do kind of serve the same purpose. Do you agree? Like, they have Glimpse and X Mark, which both are catching spells, but
Yeah.
they're not. No, usually it's like a 1-2 punch. You have one guy to catch them, and then the other guy to nuke them. So you have like maybe a TS, Tormented Soul, Leshrac, or I've never seen Lena in forever, but you know she comes to mind as well. Skyriff Mage, stuff like that. So sad to see that. But we'll see Flipside Tactics, review these 2 picks and see what they want to move on with. Waga, maybe give him his TA, guys.
Level up's effects of Glimpse and X Marks, they do very similar things, you said, but it's not really bad to have a redundant effect in that because it's such a strong effect. Like, up against 4 stabs, then you pretty much disable 4 stabs on the enemy side. Plus, we've seen Kunkas, at least nowadays, go for a lot more Tidebringer than X Marks. So if you have the Glimpse to set up as kind of a pseudo X Marks, you could just get Torrent and Tidebringer, and then your Kunkka is still able to perform at peak efficiency. Your Disruptor is still doing exactly what you need to do, and Nyx Assassin doesn't really have any great counterplay to that. Right now, Level Up's supporting crew, if these are the 2 supports which I would expect, are so much better versus Nyx Assassin than anything that we saw in the last game. So at least Shotchlo is going to be under some pressure this game.
Yeah, no free farm early level 6. That was absurd. So let's see what they do. They ban out Omni Knight, which I agree is a excellent decision because Repel just ruins combos. Repel is one of those spells that just really spoils all the fun combos that you can pull out. Oh, Templar gets banned. No fun. But yeah, OD apparently still a top pick here in the eyes of many pros. I've yet to see the real appeal, but at least they banned Shadow Demon this time, so there will not be illusion spam. I want to know what OD's uses outside of the illusion spam. Is it because Prison does damage and is able to push now? Is it because it sets up the ganks?
Yes. Like, he does just so many things very, very solidly. He does some things really well, like killing off illusions and stuff like that, destroying low health heroes. His late game is amazing, but OD's control over the mid lane is very, very high because you get spam, you get damage spam out with the Astral Imprisonment. You also mess with their CSing. So not only are you damaging them,
Mm-hmm.
but you're preventing them from keeping themselves at parity with you, while at the same time setting up for heroes like
10
Nyx
seconds
Assassin
remaining.
to impale
And
afterwards.
it's a really long disable as well. Like,
Mhm.
because it's
5
4
seconds
seconds, it's like a huge time you can TP in and still stun the guy in time. That's
Reserve
how
time.
ridiculous it is. But I see an X now, so it's kind of like a knee-jerk response to the Dazzle pick. Seems
To
really...
some extent. I mean, it's good to just get into the face of the OD, like very similar to a Drow Range or something like that. You can't let him poke at you from a range because that orb damage stacks up really, really high, really, really quickly. So you got to deal with him kind of first, and Axe is always going to be the first one in versus the OD, and it's usually one of the more reliable ways of handling that hero. But even then, you're going to be running into a lot of things should you blink in with Axe, because you might just get imprisoned if you don't catch the OD. You might run into Spike Carapace. You might just get killed by Lifestealer.
Lifestealer against Axe. It's good against Disruptor and Kunkka, that much I give them.
Mhm.
But Axe is pretty good against Lifestealer, actually.
Yeah, the high armor makes it so that Feast doesn't really do a hell of a lot.
And you can't
But the
actually
value here
armlet
for
toggle.
side, that?
Properly, you can't armlet toggle safely against
5
Axe,
seconds
because you
remaining.
might die to a random spin, you might die to a dunk if you get dropped too low. Lifestealer always, he's that kind of
Reserve
hero that
time.
stays at that low health pool, but always maintains it when he's low, so that you can't actually finish him off. And there you go, another Lifestealer
team
counter.
back.
Ursa Warrior gonna be picked up. I feel like this Ursa is gonna have a field day if he does get it. If he does get a few items, it might actually be one of those games where the Ursa goes Aghanims to dispel all the disables.
10
Yeah,
seconds
the Nyx
remaining.
effects.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Lifestealer isn't particularly strong versus the Axe. In fact, I would say he's
seconds
more on the weaker end most of the time, because you're gonna have to deal with a call. Your magic immunity doesn't do anything versus the
Reserve
pure
time.
damage of counter helix. You can get dunked. But this is Flipside kind of putting a little bit more stock into their Nyx Assassin because of the Infest
Radiant
Vendetta
team
combos versus Disruptor versus Kunkka. Help versus anyone, it's usually going to be pretty darn effective, but Level Up going pretty deep in trying to deal with this Lifestealer. What Flipside need right now are just stuns, ways of controlling melee heroes Ursa, Axe, and Kunkka,
10
just so that the
seconds
Lifestealer
remaining.
can get some space to
What
move
do you
around,
have
so
in
the
mind
OD
that can fill?
has some mobility.
What do you have in mind that can
5
fill that
seconds
fourth slot? Or is our Nyx going to the fourth slot,
Reserve
and we
time.
maybe switch to something like a Beastmaster?
Probably not. I would say that Nyx Assassin is probably still
Radiant
better off
team
played it in that forest pseudo jungle role. Really, as long as the hero has a stun, they're probably going to be in a pretty decent spot. That can run from anywhere from Rubik to Vengeful Spirit to some of the
10
weirder
seconds
heroes like a
remaining.
Tusk or something like that.
Hmm.
Really difficult for Level Up to deal with when they're trying to
5
go for their
seconds
targets. So
remaining.
there aren't really many terrible support picks right now, because right now they just need
Reserve
control.
time.
They would love someone like a Disruptor on their side,
Phantom
but
Assassin.
unfortunately not.
Oh,
Dire
there's
team
the
I think that's
mid
a-
Phantom Assassin.
Yeah, it's a Waga PA mid.
Yeah, I've seen him play that a lot in pubs. He has been destroying on that hero. We'll see if it translates into a pro game, but this hero is pretty obnoxious now with certain
10
builds.
seconds
The right
remaining.
build, guys, is not to build a Battle Fury after your brown boots. It's to build
5
a tank
seconds remaining.
and just face rush enemies. Because with Blur and a Vanguard, you can't die to
Reserve
burst,
time.
you can't die to right clicks, you can't die, right? That's the plan. I'm
Literally.
excited. I'm excited for PA for sure, and
Yeah.
it's. I think it's gonna do decent against OD. OD he likes to harass you by
10
banishing you and
seconds
stopping your
remaining.
CS. But when you have your dagger, you can farm safely. You can poke at him. He can't do anything
5
about it.
seconds remaining.
And we get the hero that I always cringe at, because there is a chance that it doesn't work out. And Undying against Ursa just seems really counterintuitive to me. Am I wrong?
It is a little bit risky because of the fact that it doesn't have control. Was Elder Titan? Elder Titan was still in the pool. That would have been a great hero just to counter all these melee heavy hero, the melee heavy draft of Level Up. Deciding not to go for that, deciding not to go for any sort of AoE stun. They're just gonna take the fight head on with the Undying and try to be a little bit more proactive. There is a lot of upside here for the Undying, since taking away the enemy's health, great for the OD just to shred them faster. Nyx Assassin very much so the same, but
Mhm.
Undying usually just very tanky, usually very unkillable. Ursa and PA kind of don't care about that. They'll kill you really quickly no matter what your health pool is at. So I'm not really sure if this
Yeah,
Undying pick is really the
I'm
best
not
one for
convinced.
Flipside.
But if it's anything, we might get a game 3 as a result of this. So experimentations all around. Right, we're gonna have level up on the side of the Radiant. They have Kunkka being played by, no wait, Wakama playing the PA, Emperor playing Axe, we have Chessie playing Ursa, Pwn playing Kunkka. Last but not least, we have Disruptor playing by DNC, and Roger doing a little bit of a moonwalk there with his Undying. Chashlo gonna play that Nyx Assassin again. Double Mango. Mid gonna be played by Tema Wild, OD, Vansko on the Dazzle, and yeah, we have Seedoy on the Lifestealer. So we'll see how it plays out. It's definitely gonna be an interesting draft from both sides. I feel a snowball either way could result in a quick game. So both teams have to be careful not to throw away an early lead.
Seconds to battle.
We'll see how well this this early game goes for level up. If they're able to mitigate the impact of the enemy side having an Undying, then the mid game is going to be just an absolute playground for level up. They just charge at anyone at any given time, run them down in the tier 1 towers, run them down in the tier 2 towers, even go for Roche because they have Ursa, and Flipside don't really have the best way of countering that. Level Up can afford to play this game really carelessly and still get rewarded for it because of the heroes they've selected. So, Flipside, they have to make sure that they use their Imprison and Impale very, very carefully because those are the only ways they have of stopping a charging PA or Ursa Bear.
Well, OD gonna start off with 2 Tangos, Iron Brunch, and a Null Talisman. So it's pretty standard stuff. Not going for the magic wand. I don't know how to build it. Maybe going for an early stick is out. There you go. He gets an early stick to charge up his magic charges right away. You can already see the daggers being annoying. Waga missing a CS there. CS Lu.
Yeah, the magic stick should be fine to keep him at least at a balanced amount of HP. Vangscore can drop in as well with a little bit of extra regen. When the Kunkka comes in, I'm not sure if they actually have enough to kill off the OD every single time, since OD just imprisons the PA and then walks. Torrent can only do so much damage there, so it does seem like it's going to be a little bit of a tough lane to get an advantage in, but you don't pick PA mid to gain an advantage versus the enemy mid laner. You pick her just so that she could harass and get a little bit of guaranteed farm with those daggers, so it's not really that bad of a deal. What is a bad deal is that bottom lane is Shoshlo versus no one.
Wow.
So free farm Nyx, pretty easy.
Why is that? Did they expect the Undying to come up? That's why they went go bottom. That's why they went top.
I think he was down there for a little bit. Like, he did show down there when he was dancing, but they don't. You shouldn't keep it like this. You cannot afford to give Shoshlo a free time. So yeah, put the Ursa against him.
That's 2 games he has had an easy start in the off lane. Usually
This is
getting
a very
level 2 is the
manageable
hard time
lane,
for a off laner. But now he's sitting at level 3 already. Higher level than the Ursa.
That doesn't really matter all that much because Ursa can kill you no matter what. So, I mean, Shoshlo will have the Spike Carapace, right? And the Impale, which is very difficult to miss up against an Ursa. So, Chessie should be able to hold onto this lane now. And now the top lane of Level Up has no one. As the Axe is jungling, it's Disruptor kind of just leeching EXP. It's a really weird lane shuffle. But
Chessie in trouble here. Gonna back off for now. Gets boots first, and they might go in there. The X mark is gonna come. There is no overpower though, so no kill so far. But Shoshlo comes in there with that stun, gets the kill on Chessie. Pwn might be next. Undying is not the hero you want to gank up on. And well, I guess it's working? Question mark.
Yeah, you don't want to start the fight when the Ursa has like less than half HP already, or very close to that. Disruptor level 2 is terrible in those engagements because he doesn't do any damage, just has pure control. Thunderstrike is okay, but you just don't have enough damage to combat up against an Undying. So this is costing them the bottom lane, which we already seen can really have severe repercussions when Shoshlo is on the field as his Nyx Assassin. And top lane, Seedoy now has no opponents. The Disruptor got out of there, and the Axe is not comfortable going in. He's just pure jungling. So, flip side, they're winning the mid lane. They're demolishing the top lane. They're winning the bottom lane as well. So, Level up, yeah, the Axe jungle has to really pay off for them.
Yeah, but Waga's doing decent mid. He's losing a little bit in the CS, but he's keeping that OD pin down. So the dagger spam is just annoying. And all you have to do is just wait for a crit sometimes. It's not even about the RNG, it's just waiting for the crit before jumping in. But Ursa didn't have the overpower there, right? When they tried for the first blood as well. I think that was a major problem. He wasn't able to get out those hits quick to finish off the Undying. Oh, Kunkka getting the rune there.
Earthshock is great when the enemies are looking to retreat. When they're looking to fight, Earthshock is just a 90 damage nuke, and that's, I guess, okay, but not really going to be enough compared to Decay and Soul Rip.
Going in. Getting an Arcane Rune as well. That's huge for dagger spam. Look at that. Wagamama crushing this OD out of lane for now. But the banishes are equally annoying. They keep you out of CS for 4 seconds and give you a huge nuke to deal with.
It's more annoying than the daggers. Like, yeah, he's taking a lot of damage, the OD, but he's getting more CS, so it's like, yeah, damage me, whatever. You're not going to actually bring this lane back to parity unless you get those lucky crits or rotate in someone else and kill me. And then Astral Imprisonment just lets OD walk free like 9 times out of 10. So the PA is doing what she can, given the lane disadvantage, but what she can do is honestly not really that much. And this is a really bad situation for Level Up to be in. If they show Poe enough on the top lane, then they're just going to jump on Chessie down bottom.
Roger doesn't have the tombstone. I guess in this situation it's okay skipping it because Ursa can just chew your tombstone for extra money.
Yeah, you don't want tombstone in this game, or you don't want to commit a lot of points in tombstone in this game. Too finicky up against what Level Up have. So get the decay, get the nuke damage. They could kill Chessie, I think, right now.
Are they gonna kill him? They don't have the stun though. Oh, one more punch could kill him. The overpower will get it, but no, the decay is going to be more than enough there. 600 health. Disruptor might be out of his league here against Roger. Roger does have 4 stick charges. He even gets the taunt and the arcane boot. So now he's going to back off. The glimpse isn't there. And, well, they almost got Disruptor as well, but nice Torn there. Going to land on Shashlo. There is an X mark. So with the creep help, they might actually get a kill there. There's your X mark. The glimpse. Not needed there. Emperor going for the dunk. Maybe. Nope. Just a punch will get the kill. So meanwhile, Ursa dying twice already. Will have to go back for more levels in this bottom lane. He'll have that enrage soon, and that will save him a little bit, causing his damage reduction to go up. So it might save him next time it comes around.
The end result of that fight is perfectly fine for Flipside. They kill off the Ursa, they lose a Nyx Assassin, but it requires Level Up rotate in all of their heroes. So top lane is still free farming, and it's already taking down the tower. The mid lane got a little bit of free time for the OD. If the Nyx Assassin could
crit, here's the crit, then the X mark as well. So that's gonna counter out the it's gonna counter out the Imprison. Is there gonna be a kill though? Is the question there? Yep, a crit. 130 crit, 160 crit rather. We'll do the D, then OD falls, so it's 2 for 2 now. The PA getting the gank it's needed. Vanscore TPing in a little bit late. Not gonna kill there.
There was no help coming in actually for an OD, and you would expect they would try eagerly to defend their Devour, but we had another situation brewing on bottom. Where Chessie's being stalked by a Nyx Assassin. Phase boots. I mean, at least this time he has no decay stacks beforehand. It's not going to be incredibly easy. There's an axe nearby, but DNZ, pretty easy kill.
They're looking to roam in. There is your glimpse back, but a good double stun. There is still the Disruptor field. He's keeping things in check, but Rochka is so tanky right now. The touch is said he's doing the ton as he's running away. He's probably going to go down now. And the Ursa getting the kill on him. Pone going after Vanscore now. They're going to push forward, but Lifestealer is here. Emperor getting caught out by that heal bomb as well as that Lifestealer Nyx Assassin combo. They will get that kill. Chessie gets 2 kills though. The Dazzle will fall, and now Seedoi forced to fight against Chessie. A manaless Chessie though. That much he has to be careful for. There's an impale possibility here. Chessie going on the stun. Infest waiting for that boom. Nope, he still sits in that catapult. Not going to bother. And will not have enough damage there. DNZ looking for that open wound on Seedoi. Nope, not gonna happen. There's gonna be a stun there. Undying is back though. And down goes your Ursa Warrior. Once again, the Soul Rip seeing to its end. And Seedoi just running in with the face boost, just chasing down this Kunkka. Pwn running circles around them. And the spins will come up. There should be a dunk very soon. No need for the dunk. He misses the dunk though. Miscalculating. But then it's a little bit difficult to gauge that because the guy has 1,200 bloody health. So he's finally gonna go down. The last Soul Rip will buy a few more seconds, but very tanky on the Undying.
But yeah, flip side, they don't lose the Nyx, they don't lose the Life Stealer. They get OD so much time to do whatever he wants over towards the mid lane. That was an incredible exchange for Flipside, and it's due in no small part to the fact that Nick Sass and Impale has been on point. Waga now fighting up against Hammer Wild. One more orb. Needs to hit. Oh, he's not in range.
Yep, not gonna happen. But the orbs are starting to do some major damage. Now Pwn is gonna get axed down there, but Pwn has to be very careful with what he does there. There's no bottle charges to heal them all up. They don't have a healer. Shashlo looking for an easy pick here. Not gonna find it. He does have the Vendetta, but he didn't walk in there with it on him. And it looks like Flipside are gonna be pressuring the issue. And Flipside, Shashlo,
I think they see Shashlo though, so
spotted out.
He's gotta be very careful here.
Well, so far he has managed to keep up his guys.
Still out of range of detection. He's still fine.
This is near a tier 1 tower though, so if he wants to dive, he's got to be really sure about it. Once again, the heal comes out. I hear an Ursa.
Comes Emperor.
Chessie.
No, it's actually Chessie first. He's taking the most damage in the back. Dead.
Meanwhile, Dagger gets onto Van score. It's going to be enough. Emperor, okay, caught out. There's going to be a call. Resist some of that damage. The Torrent going to be missing completely. It's a good crit here from Waga, but it's not going to be enough. Axe will survive.
All Flipside wanted there was the tower.
More crits.
So, like, they walk away with the tower, get into a kind of a damage trade, but that doesn't really matter because they have a dazzle the entire time. That was another pretty good exchange for Flipside. It doesn't really like gain them all that much outside of a tower, but it does get them the tower without wasting any valuable resources while wasting the time of level up. They're not farming in the meantime, and they still have a lot of control. But now that the mid lane tower is gone, Nick Assassin is so much stronger because of that Vendetta, and now he's got Vendetta with Lifestealer, so that's always fun.
Yeah, taking a look at net worth before the combat begins again. Lifesteal does have 4,700 gold, and that is 1,200 against the top in the Radiant, which is the Axe 2005. So it's really rough for them to play. And again, popping out there, killing Chessie once again. He pops that ultimate though, keeping himself alive. He runs through that. The Torrent is gonna land. The Ghost Ship keeps him alive, and that's what I said about that. And Rage, it just keeps you alive, and the Rage is out for Seedoi. He gets axed in. He has Rage in 2 seconds. Will they bounce him back in time? No, they won't. They wait till the last second. But he's forced to use his Rage there. PA here to join the fray. Axe really needs his dagger. I would like to see Emperor actually go into the jungle and farm up the last few hundred first. Best way.
He has to avoid these confrontations to get that additional amount of gold. He might die here though. Actually, no, never mind. Lifestealer is leaving. But yeah, the difference. I think they would have gotten that fight if that was a Vendetta hit. That was just an Invis rune, so Impale straight after it, and Assassin's right clicks is kind of pathetic. So they probably could have set that up to kill off the Ursa if they just burn everything immediately, but you know, they thought he was in the bag and they were definitely wrong. So that one is going to cost Flipside a little bit, but still they are doing fairly well at controlling the pace of this game. Level up though, they're starting to get to a point where they actually have some items. Blink Dagger on the Axe, got Ursa probably closing into a little bit of a bigger item as well, and well, PA, Phase Boots, Blightstone, level 8, that's really all you need to start being effective. So they're ready to tango. And Flipside, if they constantly go in a little bit too carelessly, then yeah, it might just end up fighting them a little bit too hard.
Oh, we'll see. Wagamama doesn't really have any extra items just yet. Just gonna have the Blightstone, his Phase Boots, and some laning stuff. But overall, once he gets to that sweet spot with the Desolator, that's when his dagger becomes really painful. Meanwhile, Shashlo and Lifestealer do find a lone disruptor in the woods, and they munch on him.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Well, not much a disruptor can do there, so that kind of sucks. But Flipside are trying to gain the tempo back. It's not like necessarily lost, but It is certainly not where they want it to be with an assassin, but Shotchlo can always team up with Seedoy. He has another Infest ready, another Vendetta will be up in 30. So, just always look for that Disruptor. It should be a pretty easy source of income there. Killing off the Kunkka should be a little bit more difficult, but still very feasible for the two of them. So they are really just trying to spread out the level up forces, while at the same time, bottom lane, I think they're trying to do some baiting on both ends, actually.
Different
Emperor has
Veil.
his Blink Dagger. I'm not sure if he's revealed it yet.
He has a Veil as well. Oh, we'll
He's
see.
not in creep range. Everyone's retreating to the bottom lane, where Wog is the only one here. This is not good for level up. Wog has got to bail,
Yeah, well,
and he is
come
going to bail.
top. Yeah, he's gonna TP middle. Middle seems like a safe enough place. There's a tier 1 to take as well.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Well, it's a lot of moving around, a lot of shuffling, a lot of TPs being expended.
It's only 6 to
but the
5,
end result-
40 minutes in. You know, we have been spoiled by yesterday's games that went 12-12 by 10 minutes or something. So there are some games, and then there are some games. But overall, this tier 1 tower is gonna collapse, and losing the bottom tier 1 tower when you're on Radiant, it does hurt you quite a bit because you wanna have that movement speed. Okay,
Radiant's bottom
glimpse.
tower is under
Gonna
attack.
pull him back.
They
so-
should
oh.
not be teleporting Vangscore into the mid lane. He can't do anything here. He needs a lot of help right now, because Flipside already have the better trade since they've gotten the tower, haven't lost anything. So they have to make sure to, they can even afford to give away this tower.
X,
but
X,
they're gonna
yep,
fight
they're gonna
it.
get the call, and the dagger comes in, and that's a dunk. That's an easy one to get as well. Undying immediately deploys his ultimate. The ship will land. It's not gonna be enough there, as there's no one getting buzzed down right now. Seedoy trying to run away from this gang squad. They will catch him. Roger trying to, well, they're trying to wrap around. There's a big OD ultimate. Gets rid of the X, gets rid of the PA, and gets rid of the Kunkka. It's a triple kill there for Team Flipside, disrespecting the OD, and with that decay and the flash golem making them take amplified damage, they just disappear from the face of the earth. So pretty insane, and once again going for that taunt. I've heard that it's sometimes accidental. After a big kill, your hero always play taunt, so it may not be a BM thing, may not. But yeah, Chessie, not the best game for him so far. Alright, I think Mike has to step aside for a while, so I'm just gonna keep on talking for now. And Wagamama, he's got a Blightstone, Face Boots, Wraith Band. It's a rough game for him, you know. It's not his normal game where he has one guy that's always helping him in the middle lane, and the enemy's kind of uncoordinated at times, and he's able to get that comfy game where he just snowballs with his stack. In this game, the enemy is just as formidable, and it's getting quite a rough for his team. 8-8 here. They're one game down. If they lose the next one, they're out of the tournament. They're 4,500 gold now behind, and Emperor, well, he's had a decent game, but it's not the best. Lifestealer circles out where he thinks they are, and yeah, he's kind of right. Waga farming up the side lane jungle, doesn't want to take any risks there going alone. There's always that Nyx threat with the Lifestealer, and Echo Saber and the Amulet can put out a lot of damage. So playing it safe for now.
All right.
GNZ has that ultimate. Hi Mike, welcome back.
I think someone's doing like lawn work outside, so I'll try to like mute if it gets too loud in here, but hopefully they'll be
Definitely.
a little bit cooperative.
Yeah,
But
yeah, I know these kind of things. Sometimes planes fly overhead as well. Can't be helped. But yep, here comes the Undying. He's smoked up. He's gonna be the bait. He's running right in. There's your weave armor. Gonna be beefing everything up. There is a very good silence onto that Nyx bomb. And now Seedoy deploys that rage into the well, deploys the edge, and then he gets the axe. So Seedoy, he gets the axe, that's trying to TP away, but Chessie is there, has something to say about that. Immediately ultimate up, but Lifestealer saved there by the OD, and Chessie now gonna get orbed up by this OD, and yep, brought down by Vansco as he smacks him with the stick. Roger just running in. This is the very effective Undying play, I feel. He's just running in there, drawing the attention, and his team attacks from the side. It's very, very good play from Flipside so far. It's a full team wipe on level up, and they only lost the Nyx Assassin because they blew the Disruptor ultimate on him. And I really like how Seedoy didn't come out until the last second when the Nyx died. So great discipline all in all, and very, very interesting and remarkable play of Undying that I've seen so far. Very minimal dying on him, and then using himself as a kind of center of attention while the rest of his team slides in from the side. So really like the teamfight execution over there. Flipside looking to take this game too as well, the way things are going, but now they're gonna get surrounded. Chessie running in there looking for Vanscore, but there's going to be a banish. No, there isn't. Chessie pops that ultimate, kills off that Dazzle, but now his axe gets banished, and Chessie looking to kill something here, and the dagger comes out onto the Lifestealer going in there. TMI Wild destroys the Ursa with his ultimate there. No chance at all. Wagamama getting swamped, not able to do enough damage there, decayed up, losing a lot of strength, and just generally kited. And losing 2 straight fights in a row, only picking off a Dazzle there, and losing their tier 2 towers. Suddenly the gold dropping from a $4,000 to a $10,000 deficit. Now it's looking very bad for them.
Yeah, the Flipside squad I mentioned earlier, they have to use Astral Imprisonment and Nick Assassin very, very well because that's their only form of control. These imprisons have been so backbreaking for level up, especially the Ursa who blinks in, Earth Shocks, and then loses his target. Like that time he killed the Dazzle, yes, but he's got to now battle up against not only the Astral Imprisonment, but also the Hurricane Pike. So there's so much that the Ursa has to deal with, and he's not able to actually land last hits when it matters. The Nick Assassin is kind of the one taking all the bullets for the team, but he's just buying so much room for the OD to just sit back and right-click away. With the Veil of Discord, amplifying Insanity's Eclipse up against really low int opponents.
They pulled the Undying back into the silence, but again, the OD. And now I guess I can kind of see why he's a top pick. They're going in, trying to kill the Undying, but the Undying's so down tanky. They blow ultimates on him. Emperor with the ship's rum. He's going to try and dive in there, but the orbs are just collecting intelligence for this OD. He's just powering him up, making him each hit more and more powerful. And all those ultimates used, and everyone stays alive from Flipside. I feel like they're like the they're kind of like a cactus.
They got Waga.
Run.
Blur.
Nope.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they're kind of like a cactus. They're kind of like a cactus. You hit them, the harder you hit them, the more you hurt yourself. Because this Dazzle and Undying, they're not strong on their own, but because the OD has this special thing where he can just banish one of your guys and put them in the middle of your team to get ganked, it forces you to take a bad fight into them. Yeah, Shashlo's got his ulti already.
And uncurling, making a whole bunch of holes in the ground. Flipside are having fun with this game. They know what advantage they have right now. They are playing so well around the OD, who honestly doesn't even need like a Lifestealer buddy with him because he's just doing so much damage and getting so much backup. But Level Up are trying desperately to kill off the OD. Like that was a pretty good initiation with the call. The boat rum landed on all of the friendlies, but they just didn't have enough gas in the tank to actually go for the kills, especially in a tier 1 tower where Flipside can easily buy back and reinforce. So Flipside, they walk in, grab a double life for the Lifestealer, and he's almost at a Desolator with his Echo Saber. He can kill anyone super easily. Oh, it's going to be the Axe. Look at that. He's dead.
Where? Oh, there he is. Bottom lane.
Oh, top lane too. Trouble.
Yeah.
Oh, the pipe.
Chessie going for a Mask of Madness. I'm not so sure it's the best idea. He didn't use his ultimate to bluff the damage, and well, that's a lot of intel stolen. And now Flipside, wow, he's got Unstoppable on that OD. Just throwing out those arcane orbs. The Veil of Discord not really boosting a lot of damage, but it does multiply the Sanity's Eclipse burst damage, and I think that alone is enough to warrant picking up that item. It gives you good stats, the armor, the intel, and when you charge up that Sanity's Eclipse, you're just giving more multiplier to it, which it's kind of cool.
And everyone on Level Up are already pretty dumb. Like the Sanity's Eclipse already is doing a lot of damage up against everyone who has 1.5 inch gain. They also got the Kunkka here. Oh, they missed the spike.
He's
Does
dead.
it matter?
Oh, no, he's not dead.
Hurricane Pike.
Doesn't want to overextend. I think he wants to save that for a escape. Shashlo just burrowing down, doing his god duty, staying alive. I'm not so sure about this MOM though. It's more of a, I think it's a desperation pickup. It's really not helping him stay tanky.
I mean, he's going up against an OD who he just can't catch up to. So I guess in that regard, Mask of Madness, just to keep onto your targets is great, but the Ursa has to rely on his allies. He always really has to. in order to be effective. You have to land fields into static storms. You have to land calls, but so far the calls.
There's Aegis.
The calls have been.
I
really
don't know how they're gonna hold this. There's Aegis. There's that Nyx assassin. Here comes the boat. It's gonna be big. There's a silence on all of them as well, but they banish the Nyx assassin, so they save him. He's gonna be back for more damage. Vanscore getting hit there. The poison touch on the Wagamama. I might have jinxed Flipside here, but Doi doing so much damage to Waga. Waga disappears as the orb hits him hard and hits him fast. The Eclipse is up in 54 seconds. Shashlo say surprise. Pwned gonna lose his life to OD as well. The Glimpse will pull him back. Doi now rushing forward. The Hurricane Pike being deployed. DNZ gonna get chased here, and the Wagamama nose is up, and they call GG 12 to 23. They did what they could. They tried for the last defense, but in the end, it wasn't enough. Still trying to go for that Nyx assassin. Immediately gets spiked up, and like I said, Cactus Gaming. You hit them hard, they hit you harder. And I think this was not the game for Ursa.
Level Up needed to land more kind of like X torrent combos, needed to land more static storm combos, needed to land calls. They just didn't have good enough positioning, didn't have good enough blink play in order to make that happen, because they definitely could have killed any given Flipside hero just with the disgusting amount of burst damage the Ursa, Axe, and PA are able to put out. But you gotta land the disables first, and I don't think there was any period in this game where they actually did that convincingly.
Yeah, I must say, when I first saw Flipside, I've always known them as the team that, you know, really couldn't get a solid roster together. But now, with these group of players, I'm actually seeing quite a lot of potential in them. They make a couple of mistakes, yes, you know, but that comes with every team. And the way they've been playing with Vanscore has always been regarded as one of the better players. And the rest of his team, Shashlo as well, all playing very well. I especially love Rogers Undying this game. Although he had some BM moments, it was all in good fun. And Undying was played how Undying should be played, I think. Just run in there, but not too much and not at the wrong time, so that you don't lose too much momentum in the game where you keep dying. And keep a good enough score to be beefy throughout the game. And that's exactly what he did. And this game, I think, really showed the power of the OD. Apart from the power of his orbs, the banish just really absurd in team fights as well. So being able to dish out damage and hold back on the defense at the same time is just such a big deal. So overall, a great play from Flipside, 2-0 on Level Up. So poor Waga and gang gonna be knocked out of this tournament. So the Dota 2 Champions League will be one more streamer short. So that's kind of sad for me. But on the other hand, I'm glad to see some new talent rising up in the European scene. And yeah, do you have any wrap up? This is our last game for tonight, so we are done for today. We'll be back with more best of threes tomorrow. So are you looking forward to any of the matchups?
Let me just bring them up just so I get it correct. Well,
it's Kaipi Imperial.
Playing Imperial. That one's always going to be interesting. I want to see Friends play again. I do think they're one of the better teams that are still in. So I think they should be probably favored to beat Alternate tomorrow, but yeah, I just want to see them play. But as far as this game is concerned, just for the record, guys, Roger Undying level 11 had 2 points in Tombstone by the end of it, leveled up at level 10 and level 11. So Tombstone, you got to recognize when it's not the build, and this game up against Ursa was definitely not the build.
The Flash Golem actually played a big part in the damage boost as well. But yeah, Tombstone, yeah, you can just put one down for distraction, amp up your Soul Rip, but you don't usually use it unless the opponents can't reach their Tombstone reliably. And overall, I think it was still it was a very cute lineup, something you don't see from the draft, but when you see it in action, that's when it proves it to you. It's more of like a seeing is believing draft. And yeah, with regards to tomorrow's games, definitely want to see Kaipi Sing play. He has had some choice words for his team, saying they're unprepared and not good enough, if you read it recently. But you know, they did do well against Mamaski or the Memoir of Memes. So we'll see how they do against Imperial. Imperial are no slouches. They took out PR in convincing fashion with that cheese strategy, right? It was them, right? With the partner? I think it was them.
Alternate? Yeah, I think
I'm pretty sure it was PR.
Is it? Yeah, Imperial took out
Imperial
PR.
did the partner strategy. So
Yeah.
They may be cheeses, they may be a one-trick pony, we never know. But Kaipi are a ball of fun.
But this
we'll
is
watch
best
them tomorrow.
of 3.
It's a best of 3, so it'll be lots of fun. At least 2 games. And then we have alternate friends. Friends proved themselves against Alliance yesterday, knocking them out in the BO1. It's a shame for Alliance fans out there, but hey, friends, solid team. So more EU Dota to look forward to. But with that, we'll wrap up today's broadcast. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Lysander. This is Mike Loris. Our names are on the top right corner, as well as in the stream title. So if you want to give us a follow, do so on Twitter, on Facebook, wherever. And yeah, we'll be back with more Dota 2 action tomorrow on the Champions League. Shout out to Epic Esports Events as well as Face It for running this tournament. Cool guys, cool games, and we'll be right back tomorrow. So be nice to one another. Good night, much love, and Kappa.